The last time I completely lost it, like where I was screaming, I think it would have to be over that vegan donut that Branson ate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time I like blew my head off. So it was my time. It was my Shark Week, and
Shark Week?
Yeah, that's what people call it, right? Am I wrong?
I've never heard of that. I'm using that. I've heard of like my little red dress.
Yeah, it was my little red dress time.
I like Shark Week.
Yeah, it was Shark Week, and literally,
like wow.
I had got vegan donuts for everybody in the house the night before, right?
From one of our favorite places, Sage.
Favorite place. And I was so excited to eat my vegan donut when I got home the next day, right? So the next day, all of them were like gone, except for mine, because I put mine in the refrigerator and I said, listen, this is mine, everybody. You know when you do an announcement to the house, this is mine. Everyone do not eat it. And I put it in the fridge, and we had to leave to go do press or something, right?
Yeah.
And we come back home, and it was a long day of press, too. And all I was thinking about was that vegan donut,
Oh.
So I get home. I go in the fridge. I don't see the donut. I'm looking all through the fridge. I'm like, wait a minute. Did somebody throw this away? What happened? Wait, maybe I'm not looking in the right crevice. And then I start, you know what, let me ask around just so everybody can tell me, no, I didn't do it, so I could look in the fridge some more. So I asked around, I said.
She even asked me, because I eat her food a lot.
I said, Chloe, did you eat my donut?
Not this time.
No, I didn't eat it this time. Okay, cool, check, done. Asked Mom and Dad, hey, Mom and Dad, did you eat my donut? No. Okay, cool, check. Go to Branson. He's not vegan, so I totally did not expect this answer. I said, Branson, did you eat my donut? I thought it was mine.
I remember this.
What? You thought it was yours?
At this moment, Branson knew he done fucked up.
And that was the time I just blew up. I was screaming bloody murder. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Why would you eat my donut?
Branson.
Branson remembers it.
Yep.
And I
was a witness, and I was just looking like this.
I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And that is the time where, that's the last time I completely lost it. Because that was, how long did I rant? How long did I scream?
2 days.
Yeah, but in that moment, I screamed at him for like
an hour.
No.
30 minutes.
Like 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes bloody murder screaming? Yes.
But you kept going on about it all day.
Yeah, of course.
And the next.
Of course.
You were 5 and I was 7. This was when we were living in LA for like 3 months. Before we officially, whatever. So, Halle, this is when Mom was pregnant with our little brother Branson. You'll know. Mom was pregnant with our little brother Branson laying on the couch. I was doing my homework on the table. Halle has an orange that she wants to peel. She goes to Mom. Mom's pregnant.
She didn't know she was pregnant, though.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes,
you want to bet?
Yes, she knew right after we got to LA.
No, she did
not know. Yes, she did.
I'm asking her.
She knew. Because we were there. How did she not know for 3 months while we're there?
She didn't know.
She
told me. Let's call her right now. She's not calling. Mom.
Did you know you were pregnant with Branson at all in LA? Yes.
No, Mom.
Wait a minute.
When I cut my finger in LA, when we first moved out, did you know that you were pregnant with Branson then?
Did you hear her yell, yeah? Chloe, right again.
Wow, okay.
Chloe, right again.
All right, fine.
Chloe, right again.
Okay, fine. You got that one, whatever.
Chloe, right again.
Well, I was 5.
Chloe, right again.
Let me just say I was 5, so I don't have to know every detail. Confused.
So, Mom's on the couch, pregnant, right? I'm doing my school. Halle sees a little orange. Oh, I want to cut this.
First of all, I came to you first and asked you if you
and I
can
said,
help me.
I'm doing school. I'll help you right
First
after.
of all, I need to...
Then you go,
I need to explain the story, though, because it's my point of view, right? You know, she's supposed to remember that because she was older than me during that time. How old were you? You were 7?
Only 2 years, a year and a half
Yeah.
older.
See, I didn't remember that because I'm 5. Okay, but we were both sitting at the table doing our homework. I was around 5 years old. Chloe was 7. I would always see Chloe, like, she knew how to use a butter knife for her oranges and fruits. I didn't
I never
yet.
cut an orange with a
Yes,
butter
you
knife.
did.
That's
You would
why
do
it
it
was
all
so,
the time.
That's
why
it was so wild.
Okay. So a lot of things, I guess we remember different. But I feel like I always used to see Chloe either peel her oranges or cut her oranges.
Peel.
So I'm like, I'm gonna snack. So I get up, I get an orange, and I go to Chloe. I say, "Hey, Chloe, can you help me cut this orange?" She's like, "I'm doing my homework. I can't do that until I'm done with my homework." So I'm like, "Okay." So I go to Mom. Did I go to Mom first?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that's what happened. I went to Mom first.
I think
She
you
said
went to Mom
ask her
second.
sister.
Okay.
I went to Mom first. Mom was on the couch. She was pregnant. I said, "Mom, can you help me cut my orange?" She said, "Ask your sister." I go to Chloe. She goes, "I'm doing my homework." I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this on my own. I'm independent. I can do this. I literally take the orange.
Who said cutting an orange with a butter knife? Now, child.
I literally take the orange in my hand like this. We had little knives that had like bamboo on the end. Y'all ever seen those butter knives with the bamboo design? We had that. I had the orange in my hand like this, and I just were like, I'm going to do this great. And I start cutting. I'm like, do. Wow, I'm really doing a good job. I'm like trying to put extra pressure, making sure that I really cut the orange. Next thing you know, I see blood. And I'm so confused. In my mind, I'm like, huh? Because I don't feel any pain or nothing. I'm looking, and all of a sudden, my finger is like hanging. This finger right here, this finger is like hanging. And I'm like, what? Here comes Chloe. Chloe sees the thing. She stands up, starts screaming, going, Halle's gonna die! Halle's gonna die! She starts running around in circles, singing.
It was so much blood.
And I'm literally just looking at my hand so confused.
And then Mom gets up.
And then Mom,
poor Mom, she was pregnant with Branson. She's like, what's going on?
She sees my hand is like, I'm like, I don't know what happened.
She gets all of these like washcloths, these colored washcloths.
Yeah, she gets 8
washcloths. She got from Target, this new pack, and she wraps it all over Allie's finger. We did not really know much about LA at this time.
She picks me up, and we just walk out the door.
And and it was so bad, I was running around screaming, talking about how's gonna die. Mom goes, Chloe, shut up! Let's go!
Because I remember that till this day, is Chloe running around saying, that's what I remember. Blurriness of me screaming because they had to put a needle in my thing. And I was so scared of needles, and I screamed. I said, no. They had to hold me down.
7th grade. I was like ready to pop out. I started doing the pink eyeshadow. Didn't know how to blend my makeup. Didn't know nothing for nothing. And mind you, I was like the school president. I was in the beta club. I was at a magnet school. I told y'all I was a nerd. Math and science were my favorite things. And when I went to this middle school, I was like, okay, I'm going to be with like the regular population. Because everyone in my magnet school with me, you know, like we all knew each other. We were all really tight and close. We were all nerds. But I'm like, okay, I'm ready to pop out. I was supposed to sign up for beta club again in 7th grade. And I didn't. I waited till the last deadline when I was supposed to submit my paper. And I just didn't do it. And Mom said, hey, did you submit for beta club? I said, yeah, I got it all in. I said, no, Mom. I said, yeah, Mom, I signed up for beta club even though I didn't. So come to find out, almost everyone who signed up for beta club got in beta club. And me, I was like, it's a no-brainer that I come to find out everybody's part of beta club. Mom's confused because it's a no-brainer that I should be in beta club because I was at like the top of my class. So what Mom does, she goes to my teacher and she goes, did Chloe sign up for beta club? Why didn't she get picked? Teacher said, I don't see a submission from her. So Mom got on me. She came home. She said, you lied to me, Chloe. I said, I did. So my punishment was I had to go to school wearing a uniform every day.
And this was my moment to shine. Mind you, this school, no uniforms. Everyone wears what they want to wear. But no, mom said, you're going to go to school in uniforms. I said, oh, shit. I did not want to do that. I was trying to show out. This was supposed to be my moment. I had to do the stockings with the plaid skirt and the button-down shirt. So guess what I tried to do? I would have my girlfriend bring me a pair of her jeans so I could at least have the button-down with the cute jeans. That bit me in my ass. Because I also had to wear platform wedges. Oh my gosh. Who in 7th grade wants to walk around in heels? You don't want to be talked about. So I tried. I had these little like silver flats. I tried to tuck under my skirt. And mom was about to take me to school this day. And right when I walk down the steps, it's like God said, no, Chloe. And literally it was tucked on the waistband of my skirt. It falls right in front of mom's face. She goes, I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do, Chloe. I said, oh my goodness gracious. So then after that, she started checking my bag to see if I would try to like change my clothes at school. So then one time I was wearing my girl's jeans and I see my girl's mom in the hallway. And I'm like, hey, such and such, good to see you. Smiling, thinking nothing of it. Next thing you know, I'm in my choir class. Shout out Mr. Sutton. I don't know where you are. Shout out to you. You were one of my favorite teachers. This was in choir. We're singing away, having a nice day. You know, I love to sing. It's on the intercom and it goes, Chloe Bailey, can you come to the front office, please? I'm like, okay, I didn't do nothing wrong. I was a good kid. For the most part. This was just my time to shine. 7th grade was when I was supposed to pop out. So I walked to the front office. And on the front office, it's like glass all around. So you can see who's in there. I see my mother. I'm like, oh, hell, I got these jeans on. I don't have my full uniform. So I do skirt and backtrack all the way back to my choir class. And I go, guys, all my friends in choir are like, what's going on? I feel bad because I kind of interrupted the class. They're like, what's going on? I said, my mom is there because they knew about my whole uniform arrangement. I said, what am I going to do? She's going to see me like this. And where my plaid skirt was, it was in my locker. And you have to pass the front office to get to the lockers. So my friends are like, okay, well, what's your combination? Maybe I could try to, go to the locker, put in your combination. I'm like, yeah. We're getting it all together, trying to figure out a game plan. Mind you, time was going by fast, so I don't really know how much time was going. It's about 5-10 minutes. Next thing you know, I hear knock, knock, knock. You know the little window you see on the door at school? And I see mom like this.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I said, oh, my heart dropped to my ass. I've been caught. Exposed. So she goes like this to the window. I do the little slow walk of shame outside. And the whole class got quiet. Like, I saw you could have heard like 2 of the little boys going, ooh. Mom goes, Chloe, the little birdie told me you didn't have your uniform on. I'm thinking, who's snitching on me? She's like, we're going to talk more about this when you get home. Oh, you don't want to hear that. And her voice was real low. So I slowly walked back with my head down low. Back to my choir class that I interrupted. Sorry, Mr. Sutton. And, the rest I'm not going to tell what happened when I got home. But I got in trouble. Oh, and you want to know who snitched on me? My friend's mom let me wear the jeans. So when I was just being a nice, jolly little girl saying, hey, such and such, have a good day, she called up my mama and snitched on me. Another story where I accidentally, this breaks my heart. This was about 4 years ago. I accidentally ate a little bit of meat and I cried and cried for days. Let me tell you what happened. Let me get another bite. I'm vegan, right? My little brother, the rest of my family isn't. So, this was Thanksgiving about 4 years ago. And mom, she makes Like, she made a vegan stuffing, regular stuffing. Mom was in the process of making the stuffing. She left the house, said, don't touch the food. Said, don't touch the stuffing. I'm about to leave. Don't touch the stuffing. You know me, I love food. It's my favorite thing in the world. It makes me very happy. She leaves. I see the stuffing on the counter. It looked like vegan chicken sausage was in the stuffing. I get a spoon. I'm like, I look around. Ain't nobody about to witness what I'm about to do. So I take the first spoonful. I make sure I have a piece of the vegan chicken sausage on the spoon. Take the bite. Oh, it's so damn good. I'm like, Lord Jesus, Mom put her foot in this. Hallie's in the kitchen like, Chloe, we're not supposed to do this. I'm like, well, girl, I'm hungry. Mom ain't around. She can't see that I'm eating her food. Get my spoon, dip it back in the stuffing. It had another piece of vegan chicken sausage because that shit was banging. Vegan. I thought it was vegan. Then by the third bite, Halle joins in with me. We're like, ooh, 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 because I was going on and on about how good the stuffing was. As I chew and chomp down on the third bite, I look to the side, right? And I see something on the dining room table that looked more vegan than this did. And I'm like, hold on. Wait a second. I went over to the stuffing. I said, ain't no way. So I called Mom on the cell phone. And I said, Mom, which stuffing is on the counter? That's the vegan stuffing, right? She goes, no. I said, what do you mean, no? That's the vegan stuffing on the counter. That's the one you were making. No, Chloe. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, now, what about what's on the table? Chloe, I said not to touch the food. I said, oh shit. I said, Mom. She comes home. She said, then she points it out. Chloe, this is the regular stuffing with the chicken, and this is the vegan stuffing. I fell out on the floor. I started crying. I said, oh my gosh, help me, Lord. Ask Halle and Dad and Branson. I was on the floor crying. Y'all know I cry. So I drank so much water. Because mind you, the little pieces of the chicken sausage were like that. But I had 3 of them. Oh my gosh.
She used to think I didn't put enough salt in my spinach. And she'd be like,
well, okay. Me and Chloe have a different, like, salt meter when it comes to food. We're both Southern girls. But now she's on her health kick and stuff. So she won't put, you know, as much seasoning as I would
not
like.
seasoning, salt.
Well, okay, what did they say? They're the same thing. So I would be like, you know, I tried spinach, was it like 2 weeks ago? And I was like, this is good.
And then I saw it was just left on the plate.
But then I told her, I said, it's good. It's just, you know, I prefer a little bit more seasoning because that's just that's just my taste buds.
But then
she got better and took my note and she actually made a bomb spinach dinner.
No, this is what happened. I made it for myself because I go, hey, because whenever we cook meals, we're like, hey, do you want some? So we'll like cook double the serving for each other because we're both vegan. Mm-hmm. And I was like, girl, you want some? She's like, nah, I'm good. So then I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't really, I did.
Cool. I'm not bothered by that. Easier for me. So I get my spinach and rice. I come in a room to chill and we're going to watch some videos. And I guess it just smelled so divine. And she goes, ooh, what is that? Can I have a bite? It smells so good. I said, I thought you didn't like my spinach. And she goes, well, can I have a little bite? And then what happened?
Well, that day, it was really good. And actually, when she came in my room after she had made that dinner, I didn't even eat dinner. And I was like, I'm not really hungry for dinner. But as soon as I smelled it, I was like, you know what? That smells pretty good. I asked her for 2 bites. And I was like, now that, whatever you did in this batch, that is the winner. Okay? So then, next time she did it, I told her she was mixing up the seasoning. And I'm saying to myself, you know what? I think my note helped. That's all I have to say.